Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another fragrance review. This time we're going to be checking out the newest fragrance from Davidoff, and this one is called Run Wild. And also really quickly before we jump into the review, make sure you head on over to my second channel and subscribe. I'm going to be posting some business related content there. So anyone who is wanting to start a YouTube channel, start a business or anything like that, any sort of e-commerce type of stuff or, YouTube channel related stuff, definitely go check it out there. I get a lot of people asking me, the best way to start a fragrance channel or a YouTube channel in general. And I'm going to try to cover that really in depth on that channel. And that's not something I want to do here on this channel because this one is fragrance related only. But I do get a lot of questions on that. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you head on over there and subscribe. So I'm going to go and tell you my thoughts on this one, tell you how it smells, how it performs, when you can wear it and things like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's go and jump into this. So starting off, when I first spray this fragrance, what I get pretty much right away is this nice lavender and ginger mix. It smells very fresh and spicy and a tad bit aromatic right off the first spray. And for the first 30 seconds to a minute after I've applied the scent, that's really about all I get. As it starts to settle down on my skin, some cinnamon starts to come into play. That cinnamon kind of adds to that spiciness that I get from the opening from the ginger. Along with that is fir resin. I pick up on a little bit of that, but to be honest with you, I don't really get as much of it. Mainly what I'm getting here as it settles down is that ginger, that lavender, and that cinnamon. I also get like a little bit of an ambroxan or ambergris type of smell in there, even though it's not listed as a note on Fragrantica. That's just kind of what I pick up on personally. So upon first spray, this one reminds me immediately of a few different fragrances, one of which being Azzaro Wanted and the other one being Invictus / Invictus Aqua. So this is probably where a lot of you guys click off the video. You're like, oh god, another one of those types of fragrances. And yeah, this is another one of those types of fragrances. So I really hate to break it to you, if you're expecting something new or exciting from Davidoff, you're not getting that with this scent. So again, looking at the notes on Fragrantica of the scent, there are no citrus notes listed on here, but I do kind of get that Azzaro Wanted comparison from that more lemony touch that Wanted has. And then I kind of get that slightly aquatic, like ambroxan feel from Invictus and Invictus Aqua in this scent. So again, to my nose, it's kind of like a hybrid of Azzaro Wanted. You get that like lemon freshness from what Wanted has, and then you get this like ambroxan-y type of smell, this like bubblegum sweetness almost type of smell that you get from the Invictus, Invictus Aqua, and so on. Again, this one is a touch different with that ginger, that cinnamon, that fir resin. It gives it just a little bit more of a different spicy twist. But for the most part, it is very close to the two fragrances that I mentioned prior. So that's just something I want to make you aware of. This smells pretty similar to those fragrances. And that's something that a lot of people are going to be disappointed about, and I'm right there with you. I agree. That is pretty boring, but again, it's just kind of what seems to be the trend these days. Working into the dry down, I'm still getting a lot of that ginger and lavender mix. There is still a little bit of a cinnamon touch, but what comes into play finally is some tonka bean that gives it a little bit of a powdery sweetness to kind of finish it off. Even in the dry down, it does still have those similarities to Azzaro Wanted and Invictus / Invictus Aqua. So where would I put this one in terms of Azzaro Wanted and Invictus Aqua or Invictus? I would put it about right in the middle, Invictus being first, this one being second, and Azzaro Wanted being third. I've never been the biggest fan of Azzaro Wanted personally. That one just kind of gives me a headache, at least more so than what these other scents do. Just not the biggest fan of that one. This one I do like better than Azzaro Wanted, so whatever that's worth to you. And then Invictus / Invictus Aqua, I prefer those over this one, but really kind of not by much. They all are very similar. It's just kind of splitting hairs at that point of which one I like better. They're all going to do and accomplish the same thing here, and that is, having a fragrance that's mass appealing, that smells young and fresh and fun, and something that's versatile, and all these fragrances will do that. This one is no exception. Let's go and touch on performance here. Longevity, I've been getting about 7 to 8 hours consistently, so that's not bad, but it's not necessarily the greatest either. Projection is where this one severely lacks on me. When I first got this one and I was testing it out, I sprayed on, I think it was like 5 sprays or something like that. Then I was having my girlfriend check this out and let me know what she thinks of it, and she was having a hard time smelling it with 5 sprays. It really was not projecting at all. She had to get pretty close to me to smell it. And 5 sprays is something that I hardly ever do. Generally for most of the fragrances that I wear, I'm usually going with 2 to 3 sprays max, and that gives me plenty of projection. People can smell me, I can smell myself. But like I said here, with 5 sprays, it was not projecting that well. So projection on me, not that great. I'm not really sure why that is. That's just kind of what I got from it. But who knows, it may be different on you. You know, it may end up filling up a room on your skin. That's just not what it does on me. So performance overall, I would say, is about average. I mean, that longevity, 7 to 8 hours, is pretty solid. So I give it, a thumbs up there. But projection, on the other hand, just doesn't work in my favor. So I'm going to have to give it, a thumbs down on that one. It's not really the best. So let's go and talk about when you can wear Run Wild. And it's really just a good scent for really about any situation for younger guys out there. And I know people, tend to get upset when you put like an age limit, or I guess an age range on fragrances, because you can wear fragrances no matter what age you are. I get that. I agree with that. But there's no denying the fact that some fragrances are marketed towards younger guys, and that some fragrances just smell like they belong on a younger guy. And that's what this type of scent right here is. It pretty much has the same versatility factor as Azzaro Wanted and Invictus, right? Just about any situation, really good signature scent for someone in high school and college, and your early to mid 20s and age like that. I would say this one is perfect for. Older than that, really, I'm gonna have to say pick something else. I mean, if you're a guy in your 30s and you're working an office job, this is not the one I would go for. Could it work for that? Yes, of course it could work for that. You could wear this to work every day if you're 50 or 60 years old if you wanted to, but there are better fragrances out there for you. So I would say for my younger guys out there around my age, and your 20s and teens and stuff like that, this one is perfect for. But really much older than that, not really one that I would pick. But again, if you are a high schooler and you're looking to pick up a nice fragrance to wear to school and to wear on dates and to just wear out to parties and do a whole bunch of stuff with, this one could work great for that. I do carry this one on my website, chaosfragrances.com. I've got a pretty good price right now, considering it is, a new release this year. So go check it out there if you're interested in picking up a bottle. So touching on compliment factor, this one is going to be a compliment getter. That's just how this type of DNA works. Azzaro Wanted, Invictus, those types of fragrances do very well in the compliment department, and this one is no slouch either. Despite this one not projecting very well on my skin, the times that my girlfriend did smell it, she really enjoyed it. So that's just kind of typically what you're going to get from this fragrance. I don't think anyone is going to dislike it. Your mileage is going to vary depending on how this performs on your skin. Again, on me, projection is not very good at all, so that's going to limit the amount of feedback that I would get from it. But if this projects very strongly off your skin, then you're going to be in the clear. So again, talking to my younger guys out there, high school, college, and so on, this is going to be a compliment getter. If you're wearing this one to school and out to parties and on dates, a lot of girls are going to like this stuff on you. Is this a better compliment getter than Azzaro Wanted or Invictus Aqua? I'm really not sure. Something like that is kind of hard to test, but I will say it's definitely going to be up there with those just because of how similar it smells to them. Okay, so I'm going to have my girlfriend check this one out real quick and give us a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. So what do you think of this one?
I give this fragrance about a 9. I think it's very citrusy, very summery, very fruity. But the performance, he wore it the other day, and the performance was really, really bad. It was not projecting at all. I couldn't hardly smell it at all when I was walking near him or with him. I had to get really close to his neck to actually smell it, and the performance was just really bad. And I wish it was better, because if it was, then this would definitely be another one of my go-tos when he asks me what he should wear.
Cool, so 9 out of 10 for Run Wild, and that's probably typically the type of reactions you're going to get from this scent. A lot of people are going to like it, but this one is generic smelling. This probably smells pretty similar to you. I mean, you've probably smelled this in other fragrances before.
It's kind of basic.
Basic, yeah. So, it is a good scent for what it is. She really enjoys it. I'm sure a lot of other people will as well. But like I said in the review, it's not anything that's new. So my final thoughts on this scent, it is what it is. It's another fragrance house copying the DNA of other successful fragrances to make some money. And at the end of the day, these companies are going to do what they want to do. And that's really about all there is to it. We can complain all we want, but that's just what's going to happen. They see the trends, they see what works, and they want to come out with their own version of it. And I respect that, I understand that. But at the same time, it does get boring for us when we already own fragrances that smell very similar to this one. It really makes it hard to want to pick this new one up if you already own Azzaro Wanted and Invictus. So with that being said, if you do own those fragrances, should you pick this one up? In my opinion, no. You're perfectly set with Azzaro Wanted. You're perfectly set with Invictus. That's just really how it is. This one is kind of a hybrid of those two. So maybe if you have neither of those fragrances, you can pick up this one and that'll kind of fill the gap for both of those. But if you already have Azzaro Wanted or you already have an Invictus Aqua, you really don't need this one. It's hard for me to hate on the scent because it does smell pleasant. That's just how it is. But at the same time, when it comes to originality, there is none, right? This one is pretty much a straight up copy of the other fragrances I've talked about multiple times in the video, and that's just that. So guys, that was my review on Davidoff Run Wild. Let me know down below if you've tried this one and what you think of it. And that's pretty much going to do it, guys. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a night post. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.